This is something you don't see every day. In fact, it hasn't been seen in at least 25 years. This 1937 Chrysler Imperial is just restored to driving condition after sitting in storage for several decades. The car itself has a unique history. In fact, it's a one-of-a-kind commissioned and owned by the Chrysler family. The car was donated to the Vanderbilt Museum in 1959, and earlier this year it was auctioned off to Long Island historian and car collector Howard Kroplik. Kroplik is in the process of restoring the historic car, which he recently shared with local members of the Classic Car Club of America at his garage in Roslyn.
It's fantastic. Sam Greco, my mechanic, did a great job. Within 1 week, he was able to get the engine running and get the car moving, so it's fantastic. It's a great thrill. Very smooth, very smooth. Well, I'm used to the loud blast of the Black Beast. So this engine is so quiet in comparison, it's amazing. It runs very quiet, it's very smooth. Smooth would be the way I would say, especially since it hadn't been driven in so long. I didn't think I was going to be able to get it running this year at all. So I'm happy, and next month we're going to be taking it to its first car show. What we have here is the Classic Car Club of America, the Long Island Sound region. They came to see the Chrysler and wanted to see my garage, so they brought some of the beautiful cars out here as well. So it's kind of a special day. It's a gorgeous day for it.
Howard Kroplik is one of our members and has two beautiful cars, very, very rare cars, the Alco and the Chrysler Town Car, which was built for Mrs. Walter P. Chrysler. He was kind enough to open up his garage today for a tour of our club and some outside guests to show off his collection. Our club members have pretty much tried to bring a selection of cars across the board. So it turns out that not just looking at Howard's cars, we can all look at each other's cars. Not only do we like all old cars, we specialize in what they call the classics, which are the very, very expensive cars from the late 20s through 1948.
As an organization of professional car experts, they took great interest in this car, which is being dubbed Chrysler's Chrysler, saying it's truly unique to find a car with this much history behind it.
Obviously, that's very rare to get a car like that. But as I say, that would be true even with some Model A Ford if you could trace it back that Henry Ford drove it himself. So no, that's very important. It's one of a kind. There's not another one in the world like it. You can trace it back to the original owner, which is always very, very important on these cars. I shouldn't say important.
The provenance counts for a lot.
Yeah, it counts for a lot. So we know exactly where the car's been. He knows the whole life of the car. The Chrysler itself is a beautiful looking car. Lines on it are outstanding. And Chrysler's a very nice driving car. It's a car that I think Howard will enjoy for many, many years.
Mechanic Sam Greco says it was challenging, but he brought the car back to working condition within a week.
It's great. It's nothing like seeing a car after a long period of time that hasn't been running come back to life. It was absolutely great. It was so enjoyable the first time we fired it up, and then Howard had come by that same day, so it was really great. And then yesterday we actually just finished pulling it out of the garage, and Howard showed up. I was like, he's like, first time? I was like, yeah. I was like, couldn't have got a better timing that he just happened to pull up, and I actually took him for a ride yesterday for the first time in the car. So it was really a great experience for both of us. It runs very smooth, very smooth. The ride is absolutely beautiful. I mean, for a car of its age, and that wasn't really maintained that much, the ride is just phenomenal. You got to remember, cars like this were designed for comfort of the passenger. Be nice, smooth running cars, quiet. You know, Packards, Lincolns, all in the same category. Basically, we went through the whole ignition system and the electrical system. We had to make a new key for the key switch. That was broken, and we had to change the wire inside the lead going to the coil. We had to do some adjustments on the points, some adjustments on the distributor itself that somebody had played with, and just put some of the wires back the way they belonged. And then we just went over everything as far as adjustment on valves and everything like that, and then fired her up.
To hear it run and start, amazing. Yes, the car has 25,000 miles, but with the storage and the dampness and everything, for it to start and run as well as it does. And my own car has the same similar straight 8 engine, same capacity and everything. It sounds wonderful, absolutely amazing. You know, just from the standpoint of engineering wise, that this can be so neglected and start up. You know, I mean, it did take some effort, but it wasn't frozen. And then the car, you know, with some good attention by a person who knew what he was doing, was able to clear everything out, make it safe, and it could start up and it can drive. It's, I don't know, it's beyond words how it makes you feel inside. And if you're an old car owner or appreciate seeing it, it just magnifies. It's a great day. I was surprised. Even with the exhaust system off of it at the time, it sounded good. You expect from sticking, maybe it wasn't going to hit on all 8 cylinders. You're probably going to hit maybe on 6, or you're going to have a miss and everything. It's not. It's absolutely smooth. At idle, I can't say, okay, you got this problem or that problem. It isn't there. It's just running as well as it did when it was new. And this is a 1937 car. And it's, like I said, it's amazing. This is what old cars are about. Starting them up, running and driving them. People like awards and judging. There's that particular end of it. But Howard, myself, and a number of people in our Long Island region, the Chrysler Car Club, we like to drive the cars. The best when seen in motion. I mean, seeing it static's one thing, but seeing it going down the road, there's just something beyond description that it makes you feel. It's a rolling sculpture.
And the club members say it's great that the car is staying on Long Island and that it is being shared with the public.
It would be something that would still be seeing in pictures, but now we actually see it in the 3-dimensional, which it is. It's a sculpture, you know, flat. It's a 3-dimensional object. Pictures is great if you can't see it in person, but to be able to walk around it and pick up on the nuances and the different shadows and the sight lines and everything, and it's here. It's on Long Island, and it's for not only Howard to enjoy, but like he does with his Alco, everybody's going to enjoy it. He's very generous that way, and we should all be happy that he is that way, and I'm personally proud to call him my friend. The car has never left this area. It was built in Detroit, shipped here. They lived in Kings Point, and the car was used there and into Manhattan and stored in Manhattan when his daughter had it after he passed away. So the car built in Detroit, but Long Island been its home since it was new. It has never left there, and looks like it never will.
It's staying home.
Yes, it's staying home, absolutely.
The next stop for Chrysler's Chrysler will be its very first car show appearance on June 2nd and 3rd at the Greenwich Concord Elegance. For more information, you can check out the website, VanderbiltCupRaces.com. In Roslyn, Chris Collora reporting.